Welcome to the Lift and Glow Fitness Podcast, the health and fitness podcast for women who want to look great and feel great for good. Whether your goal is to lose weight, build muscle, or you just want to be the healthiest version of yourself, the advice that we share here is going to help you do that by building habits that stick without sucking the fun out of your life. Before we get stuck in today's episode, please make sure to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes from us. So this was actually requested by Fran.
Oh,
I know. I
was dedicated to Fran.
I asked the girls for suggestions and everyone just gives me tumbleweeds. So he said it would be good to know free weights versus machines. Because if you're a beginner to the gym, or even if you've been going to the gym for years, you still might not know whether there's any difference or if there's, if there is any benefit to one more than the other. So what do we think?
I've never really used, I know you said you haven't really used machines either much, but I do the odd time. But I think if you're quite new to the gym, then machines is a good way to go if you're really nervous, because everything's like secure for you, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's always like instructions on the machines and stuff as well. So especially if you haven't got a program.
I actually would not go by those instructions.
No. But yeah.
They're like the trainer eyes videos.
Oh my God, dodgy.
Yeah.
But if you're really, really unsure, like say you just want to know how to adjust a seat, like that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think like if you're unsure and you think, right, okay, I'm just going to go around like those 4 low body machines or whatever, it's a good place to start.
Yeah, I definitely agree. When I started going to the Meadows.
Oh, that's where I used to go. Yeah.
I wouldn't go near a barbell. I wouldn't go near dumbbells. Like it was just.
And do you remember
all
those machines in there were like resistance? It wasn't even weights.
It was pushing a button.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Olden days.
Yeah.
Mad. I just used to kind of stick to like the leg press, the abduction.
Yeah. They were next to each other.
So we used to do the machines there, and they did also have like a kind of RDL one as well. Right at the back. I don't know if you know, in that like section right at the back. So I felt like that was a good place for me to start, because I did not know what I was doing with free weights. I think there's definitely more room for error with free weights, isn't there?
It's less daunting if you go to a machine as well, I think. And you just sort of like think, right, I'll do me 3 sets, I'll just sit on here and then I can move along. Whereas I think if you're in the mirror like with 2 loose dumbbells or a barbell that you don't know, like you feel like everyone's looking at you a bit more, don't you?
Yeah.
But you feel
put the wrong plate on one side.
Yeah. Well, it's knowing like, at least if you've got a pin or a resistance, you put
it's
like,
simple.
you can just go, no too heavy. Whereas you whack like 2 10-kilo plates on a bar.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
stuck
I don't know
with
what
it.
I'm doing.
And then you're probably being aware of, I've just put these on. Now I can't lift it. Now I feel like a dickhead.
And it was a fucking workout to get them on.
Or like you hurt yourself. Like, like you just.
Or the same token, like you might not go heavy enough and not really be doing anything. Whereas I think it's just easier and quicker to change a pin, isn't it?
Yeah. I think like, so with free weights as well, so like I never used to know how to use a squat rack. Like to put a bar, where do I get that bar from? And then like where do I get those plates from? And
how do you adjust
am I supposed
the hooks?
to?
Loads of people struggle with the hooks, and they still like they go like trying to move them, and I'm like, we know
the
now.
JPEGs in ours are so easy.
Yeah, they are.
When I went to Vault, I had to go to the front desk. Now, considering I've been going to the gym for over 10 years, I was in Vault like I feel like an absolute simpleton here. I can't get this thing off. So I had to go to the front desk. No, it's like a puzzle. You have to like, it's just the way that it is. It's not a simple JPEG like ours. It's more like a block. And so I was like, I went over to him. I was like, am I being really stupid here? Or like, are they stuck? I don't know how to take the hooks off. So he came over and showed me. And now that I know, I still have a fight with them. And the other week, there was a girl a few bays down from me, and I could see she was struggling. I was like,
I'll show you.
Yeah, I was like, I proper struggled with that as well. And she was like, how do you do this? I was like, I'll show you. I'll let you know. So
deed.
that is like a common thing. Like I struggled after 10 years because every gym is a little bit different with the stuff that's in there. So I used to find, because I couldn't set a squat rack up, I used to find going on the Smith machine was just easy for me to like set up and put the plates on and stuff. So I think machines can feel more comfortable for beginners. But then on the flip side of that, like I work with a lot of girls online, and it surprises me how many people say, I don't want to go on machines, I just want to use dumbbells and barbells.
Yeah. I suppose, and like it is good for beginners, but then some people are happy if they can just take one pair of 5 kilo dumbbells in the corner and follow a program, or, you know, follow a little flow of something.
Yeah.
Then that makes them feel more secure than it would do on a new machine.
See, like that's like
preferences.
But that is like me as well. Like if I walked into a gym, like I'd be drawn to the barbell. Even a new gym, I'd be drawn to the barbells, dumbbells. Obviously, I'm not someone who goes on the machines a lot because I don't use them.
How you've always trained.
Yeah, but I'll walk in. I've only ever used them once. I went to like a super gym with one of the girls, and we went, and I was like, I felt like a beginner, but I was the same as you. I was like, I do gym.
Yeah.
But I went in and I was like, looking at the machine, like sort of like made me feel uncomfortable. So I do think it's down to preference as well.
It's like you were saying though, in Vault or like any other gym like that's got loads of machines. Like I go in Vault now and I look like I've gone to go on a machine and not understood how to move it and just left it. Like even us who've been going to the gym for years, but because you just get used to the way you train, don't you? So there's loads of machines in Vault that I've never touched before because I just wouldn't even know.
I've tried a few different ones, like of the leg ones with Fran.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't suit my body. So this is a problem with machines. I think if you're short,
your height and everything,
they're built for men, and it pisses me off that they're like built for like men's height. So like on a leg press, you might not be able to get low enough because they're accounting for the fact that people's legs are longer than what mine actually are, or you know, the hyper extension thing. Yeah.
That's
they're
why
always too high.
I can never fucking adjust that.
The one I had to get them to help me. Oh. It's a bit dodgy. I had to get them to help me. I think Jenko helped me with it. So you like those in most gyms, in like a pure gym, I have to stand on plates to make that the right height for me.
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't go any lower. So that's the thing. I went to Hillston Hall and their machines are from like 40 years ago.
Yeah, they're really old, aren't they?
Nothing is adjustable. So you couldn't, you know, like your leg extension, you need the pad to be a certain point. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do a back extension. Couldn't do so many different exercises in there. And I'm like, that's annoying.
Yeah, discrimination
in the like when you're just trying to get a workout in and it doesn't suit your body, it's frustrating. So like that's what I was saying. I tried some of the leg machines that I hadn't tried before with Fran, and a few of them just weren't for my height. He had to help me with like re-rack stuff and stuff because I was just too little. Yeah, which is annoying.
That was like me actually in my Gull Health Studios because remember the rig in there? Yeah. And I used to do squats and I used to have to put like two benches, like them flat ones, like next to each other to do them because the hooks were too high.
Yeah, and you couldn't move them, could you? Yeah,
they were stuck.
I remember that. Yeah. I had clients like doing squats on boxes.
Oh, it was so weird. But yeah. Imagine doing that now.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Like, we're not doing squats.
No.
Yeah, so I think like it is down to personal preference. I find that a lot of girls who started training at home, who had dumbbells and barbells at home and then want to venture into the gym, I find that they prefer free weights.
Yeah.
Because
they've
done it at home and so they just want access to heavier weights. And it takes a bit of encouragement for me to be like, well, try the cable machine or try the seated row because we're trying to maybe add a bit of variety to the program or something. I think it just depends on you and what you've done and how you started.
Your experience.
Yeah. I think that obviously there's less room for error with machines. If you're doing a leg press, you're much more, I don't want to use the word safe because you're not in danger when you're doing a squat, are you? But it's more stable than doing a squat.
Yeah.
Machines that people are scared of, I would say, is like cable machines because they don't know, because everything moves. Yeah. It goes up and down and they don't know like,
and what attachment to put on and all that kind of stuff.
But I think there's like really great exercises that you can do with a cable machine. So like kickbacks, like half kneeling rows.
Yeah, I love half kneeling row.
Yeah, like half kneeling pull downs.
Yeah.
So it is like worth venturing into
do
having
whole
a
body
mix
on
of
it, can't
both. You? Yeah. I think like you definitely don't need machines. No. Like we get people in amazing shape without any machines that lift and glow.
Yeah.
You definitely don't need them, but they can also be very helpful.
As you say, it's just good to have variety, isn't it? And like, nice to use new. That's why I enjoy going to Vault because there's new things to use, but it doesn't really make a difference to your progress or whatever at the end.
I think that like on like, for example, a back squat, there's only so much you can lift before your upper body is just too taxed. Yeah. So that's why a leg press is amazing because I can lift so much more and get much more of a stimulus on my legs and feel safe doing it. I also think like a hip thrust machine is 100 times easier
than a bar.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep it stable and everything,
well,
like a barbell, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't have that on the hip thrust machine.
No, it's more smooth, so you can focus more on the movement, but also the setup and tidy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
I had a client
stripping a bar,
who used to go to the gym, and all she used to use was machines. And don't get me wrong, she was so strong.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then she'd come to me and we put her on a bar, and she was like, I lift like 150 or something like that. And like, I just gave her something lighter. And she was just like, whoa, like, she just weren't used to it. Do you know what I mean?
This is why I'm a huge, like, I didn't fill Lift and Glow with machines, because I actually think that when it comes to overall, like, not just like aesthetics, because people can get in bodybuilder shape just using machines. Let's not think just about that, but think about overall like health and like functionality is what I'm trying to say. I didn't fill Lift and Glow with machines. I filled it with free weights, because functionally in day-to-day life, you will be much better if you do free weights, because you've got to work your core, you've got to work on stability and balance. Like a squat, you're like trying to get your center of gravity, whereas on a leg press, you can just smash out heavy. So I feel like we definitely need a good mix.
But it's like
both.
when you see everyone's like beginners, when they start off on squats and like the posture and like the a bit wobbly and stuff, and they've got no control over the body, that's teaching them that.
Exactly. I think it like makes you more like durable in day-to-day life. Because you can have strong individual muscles. You could be really strong on a leg press or a quad extension, but you could have shit balance. Like, you could literally be all over the place. And obviously, as we get older, we need to make sure that, well, in day-to-day life, like, you need to be functional. And I think free weights give you that functionality that machines don't always do.
Yeah.
But then I do think machines can be helpful for, so say like if, like, I wish we had a lat pull down so that I could get people strong on lat pull down before then saying, let's do pull-ups.
Yeah. Like a stepping stone.
Because like on a pull-up, you can just muscle your way up. But on a lat pull down, you can really think, I want to use my lats to do this. So I think like there is definitely a place for both. It's not a case of, I think if I could only have one, if I was building my own gym that I could only ever use for the rest of my life, it would be free weights.
Yeah.
Like, I think that wins for me because of the functionality side of things. But machines definitely have a place and can be very helpful.
Yeah,
Anything
definitely.
else? No. What about cardio machines?
Take the ski.
I love the ski.
I came to the
ski.
Thursday class yesterday with Sammy, and I walked in and I thought, shit, I forgot about the ski.
So many people have not gone to that class just because of the warm-up.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't fully skip.
Yeah.
No,
Do you know what I mean? Some people do.
No, I know people do. Yeah.
I think like the ski and the row, like and like the bike ergs and stuff, like they've all got like, I don't know, like a good use, like a good place. But then I think some cardio machines, like I remember like in the Meadows, for example, like your little proper sit down bike where you lean back and your legs are just going like,
watching
I think wrong for
Netflix.
some people, but I don't know, they're a bit unnecessary. Is that the word?
I think that obviously if you're recovering from injury, if you're like somebody who's in their 60s or 70s and it's just, that's
what I think of, like older people.
Who just needs to move the body, then okay. But a lot of the people who I see on there, they're just like coasting on this little sit down bike and they're scrolling on the phone or they're watching. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what is the benefit to this? You're not even working hard. Like, why have you took all of this time out of your day to come here if you're not actually grafting? Cross trainer is another one. I just think,
I love the cross trainer.
I'd
started the
spend
gym
forever on it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why there's so much more we could be doing.
In Total Fitness, I go from bike to cross trainer, doing 10 burpees, and then go back. But I remember being on the bike once, and one of the fellas out of Total Fitness came over and was like, I think you should go to the spinning class, And I was like, oh no, I'm happy here. And he was like, your dad goes to spin, like you should come, you'd be good at it. Because I think I was on like the treadmill. I was like, oh, go on. And then I'd done it and I wouldn't do it now, but I did used to like it.
You used to smash spin.
Yeah, we used to spin.
Spin's good. Like,
yeah, no, it is good.
I would say to go to a spin class.
I wouldn't say I enjoy it now though. Like I used to love it. Yeah. Go to that Pilates
I'd like to
after.
give one a go again and just see if I enjoyed it.
I used to love spin.
Yeah.
You used to feel so good after
Yeah.
it. And once you get past the first couple of weeks when your bum hurts,
That's the worst part.
Once you get used to that, it is good, but it shouldn't be the only thing you do.
No.
We said this on like a previous episode. It's fine if you like intense cardio. It's just one little piece. Like the last thing we've mentioned in this discussion is cardio machines because they are the least impactful.
Yeah.
They are the least important because you don't need to do an incline walk on a treadmill. You can go outside and you get more benefits for that. And like you don't need to do a stationary bike. You can probably be better actually getting strong and building the muscles, whether you're injured or old.
Yeah.
You'd be better actually lifting weights and it makes you more durable and it is still better for you. So those cardio machines, like I don't think I'm ever going to have a cross trainer in the gym. I like a stepper.
I was going to say I do like a stepper.
Yeah, because they're intense.
Yeah. They proper get my heart rate going.
You do 10 minutes on the stepper and it's like you're dying.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a nice intense way
it's worthwhile.
Yeah. And it's not to build your bum or to build your legs.
But kickbacks.
It's to get you, it's to get your heart rate going, to work your cardiovascular fitness. So yeah, I think like if you're wandering around the gym, just jumping from cardio machine, we've all done that, but that's not going to get you your results. Focus on all the other stuff we've mentioned, and then they're just
if you like them.
If you really want to spend 10 minutes on the cross trainer, then do it, but don't do it in place of all the weights, all the cable machines and weighted machines that are going to make a difference to your body.
Yeah.